Everyone. Faith Goldy's tweeting about censorship and censorship of Max. And we'll get to that story, but first I'll show you the tweet. Faith Goldy says, quote, globalists in power change rules so nationalist candidates can't participate in federal debates. Gee, it's not like there was a censored mayoral candidate in Toronto only a few weeks ago warning all patriots they're next. Holy hell, people, wake up. And there's a link to an iPolitics article says, Minister reverses stance on People's Party eligibility for debate. So where were we? So remember November 22nd? It was so long ago. Thanksgiving, before Black Friday, everything was calm, right? And Ms. Gould was interviewed by iPolitics, and she confirmed that Mr. Bernier would qualify for the debate. Quote, Bernier can join leaders' debate if People's Party meets nomination threshold. Gould, and that's Ms. Gould. Quote, Maxime Bernier would be eligible to appear in the 2019 leaders' debate if his upstart People's Party successfully nominates candidates in at least 90% of ridings, Democratic Institution Minister Karina Gould said Thursday. Under the eligibility criteria introduced by the Liberals last month, political parties must satisfy at least one out of the three requirements to have their leaders included in debates organized by a new federal commission. Parties must either have an elected MP or intend to run candidates in 90% of the ridings, or have won at least 4% of the vote in 2015, or at least stand a, quote, legitimate chance of winning seats in the next vote. And this legitimate chance is the problematic part, and we'll get to that in a minute. Back to the article. Although elected under the Conservative Party banner in 2015, Bernier would still qualify as a People's Party MP for the purposes of the criteria and would be eligible to participate if his party met the nomination threshold, Gould confirmed to iPolitics following her appearance before the Committee on Procedure and House Affairs. Bernier could also merit inclusion if his party stands a chance of winning seats by the Commission. Fast forward to today. So this was published at 4 o'clock. On iPolitics 4:07 on November 22nd, which is yesterday. Yesterday. And today they released at 11:48 a.m. Hold on, not quite. Minister reverses stance on People's Party eligibility for leaders' debates. On Thursday, Democratic Institution Minister Karina Gould suggested to iPolitics that Bernier would qualify as a People's Party MP under new eligibility criteria for the debates introduced by the governing Liberals last month. She made the remarks after she was asked to clarify whether Bernier would still be deemed an MP for the party under the criteria, even though he was elected as a Conservative in 2015. Under these rules, political parties must satisfy at least 2 out of the 3 requirements for their leaders to be included in debates organized by the new Federal Election Commission for leaders' debates. Parties must either have an elected MP or intend to run candidates in 90% of the ridings, or have won at least 4% of the vote in 2015, or at least stand a legitimate chance of winning seats in the next vote. Gould said the eligibility requirements were designed to offer the Leaders Debates Commission, headed by former Governor General David Johnston, quote, flexibility in determining participants. However, Gould's office told iPolitics late Thursday that Bernier would actually not qualify as an elected MP under the criteria. Instead, an MP has to have been originally elected as a candidate for the party. Amy Butcher, Gould's director of communications, said in an email that the People's Party would need to nominate candidates in at least 90% of the ridings and stand a, quote, legitimate chance of winning seats by the commission for Bernier to appear in the debate. So here's how they're going to shut him down. And when they announced this, I said, at least everybody's got, rules to shoot for, and it's all kind of the same. But it's not the same, because if you start your own party, your election no longer counts, right? Max was elected as Max Bernier for his riding, but under the Conservative banner. And so on yesterday, they said, yeah, that's fine. That meets the criteria. And once Ms. Gould confirmed that it met the criteria, whoa, quick about face, get that press release out there. No, he can't. They are going to do everything they can to silence Mr. Bernier, to stop him from getting his message out there, just like they did to Faith Goldy. So this is what is happening. They couldn't get him on the racist stuff. They couldn't get him on the climate change stuff. He walked those tightropes fine. And now they're just going to say, all right, fine, ignore him. Totally ignore him. He doesn't qualify because he doesn't meet these criteria. Look at these criteria. And I'm willing to bet that the new debate commission is not going to allow other debates that allow candidates like Mr. Bernier. I'm hypothesizing. I'm looking at my crystal ball, which is, it's got George Soros in there, and there's some globalists, and if they got out of the way, yeah, they're probably gonna stop him from participating in the debate as best they can, if they can. Max is a smart guy. He's probably thought of this. Hopefully he's thought of this, and hopefully he's got a counter maneuver. So waiting to see what that is. But at this point in time, I know there's EDAs. Over half the country is painted whatever color Max's party is. And there is movement, there is stuff happening, and he has an executive that he is going to unveil, and January starts the process of getting candidates in the ridings. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to do. I'm sure this is kind of a blip on Mr. Bernier's dashboard at this point in time. Debates are very, very far off, and there's a lot of time for that. But that's not the point. The point is the Liberals introducing these rules initially looks benign if you don't play the game out, right? But if you play the game out and see that, this People's Party, this new party that a sitting MP starts, has less of a chance of gaining traction due to these new rules. And that's not fair. And that's done unilaterally by the majority government Liberals in an election year. We're less than a year out from the election. Today's the 23rd. The election is, I believe, the 19th of October, 2019, or it's the 21st of October, 2019, and I got the 19 mixed up. But it's one of those dates. It's in October. It's less than a year away, and the Liberals feel like their majority gives them the right to change election rules and have debate commissioners appointed by themselves for terms of 10 years. Is that okay? That's the rules. That's what they just decided. And that's our system. They can do this. There's nothing that's going to stop them other than mass MPs crossing the floor. And those Liberal MPs, well, they want to keep their power, right? They want to keep them pensions, and they want to keep their seats, and they want to be reelected. And that's the idea. But the problem is, the problem is nothing for them. They're stacking the deck in their favor. And there's nothing legally that anybody can do about it. And it's plain as day, and they can dress it up however they want. But I believe the famous phrase is what, lipstick on a pig, right? So yeah, unfortunate. And there were people in the comments who said, yeah, this is exactly where they're going to go with it. More rules is bad for everybody. And yeah, I agreed then, but I was trying to be cautiously optimistic. And I agree now, and there it is. They're doing exactly what we thought they would do. So those Liberals using every dirty trick in the book. Okay, well, thank you for watching on this lovely Friday night. It's warming up a little bit here in Ontario for the weekend, but it'll be cold again. We've got snow on the ground, so interesting. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for watching.